I see some type of attacks happening within the subway system, deep in the subway system. And it feels as if there's somebody hiding in the subway systems that have been living and bunkering underneath the subways. Subways in big cities like Chicago and New York and parts of California and in other countries as well. It's as if they're hiding beneath the subways, waiting to be unleashed, like zombies being unleashed upon the city. Mother Earth's reaction is meant to send a sign that things need to change and peace needs to prevail. But unfortunately, peace won't come that quickly. As it dies out, the conflict for a very short time, only reigniting once again. There is something very toxic, deadly, that's been smuggled within the walls of the United States. It's been hiding out for quite some time. In the end, the light wins and the light does prevail. But you are heading into this period of trials and tribulations on the planet as the darkness works really hard against the light to bring this chaos upon your planet. Be aware of this and know that Mother Earth will be the one to intervene in the end of it all. Hey, beautiful souls. I hope you're having a great day. On Saturday, June 21st, I went into a short meditation with this intention to connect with my guides, of course, my amazing team of spirit guides, to gain some information on several topics. Starting with the topic of artificial intelligence and the direction in which AI is actually heading, with some really interesting information and revelations that I received around the darkness that is weaved within these artificial intelligence programs. Very interesting. Also in today's video, a period of trials and tribulations and the potential for major world changes that are ahead, such as those that are going to come from global conflict. And we see nation going against nation already. How is this going to turn out? Some clarity on that as well. The collapsing of the systems Spirit goes into, along with what we need to do to prepare for these coming events. There's a warning, of course, for the month of July, as I've been warning you since the beginning of the year of, details around some type of coming attacks coming to the United States and other countries, which goes back to even some of the past predictions, and something big hitting with Earth events, a shake-up for our friends in Australia, along with other coming events for October and November. So yeah, of course, July and August is going to be intense, especially July. But there's more to come as this year goes out with a bang, according to Spirit. Lots of events coming our way. Something tragic for the White House in the late part of the year, and so much more in this short little meditation I did. I do a 30-minute meditation. By the time I get in, there's pauses in between sometimes where I don't see anything for a few minutes. So overall, the messages that I received is about 20 minutes, just over 20 minutes long. But a lot of information, and Spirit just rattled on and on and on. So good information. So here we go. Humanity is unaware of the intelligence in which artificial intelligence actually holds. Artificial intelligence comes in many forms and many designs, just like that of humans and humanity in the species of the earth. There is both good and there is both bad, the balance of the darkness and of the light. And in unfortunate circumstances, humanity is so unaware of the true intelligence that has been hidden from them from this AI systems, held back by your government, the globalists, the global elite, in order to implement some type of control over humanity. The whole plan of the global elite is that of a very dark plan in which you need to be aware of and hold in the light so that humanity awakens to levels that outbid the darkness and override the darkness with the light by shining the truth upon humanity. Humanity needs to be aware that not only can artificial intelligence be helpful in helping humanity to evolve to new levels, the darkness that works behind the curtains against humanity with very dark evil forces, that curtain needs to come down and that darkness needs to be exposed. in order for humanity to rise to the positive earth. Behind that curtain, they are working against you, deceiving against you. There are artificial intelligence systems that are being programmed with ancient script knowledge in darkness, basically invoking a demon within an artificial intelligence system. As crazy as this may sound to humans, it may be too late before they realize where this is actually going. And the intentions of the global elite and those that hide behind the curtain, pulling the strings of the puppets that stand before you in your media and in your political positions, pulling the strings of those puppets along, not even realizing that their power is much darker than they even realize or plug into. They basically, in a roundabout way, have sold their souls to these dark entities that live beyond that curtain. Those which will be exposed very soon in the near future. Humanity needs to be aware of the darkness within AI systems, and that they do not get sucked into it as they already are getting sucked into their phones and into their social media and into these platforms that are hypnotic to the consciousness. They hypnotize you to take you out of the reality in which we live in, the matrix in which we work through and need to break out of. And together we will break out of this matrix in the future. But for now, artificial intelligence is heading in a direction that is going to change humanity, both for the better and not for the better, as it removes so many jobs, positions. Artificial intelligence is the goal of those behind the curtain to control your food, to control your food resources, and in turn, you control the food, you control the resources, you control the people. And with much less people, it'll be much easier to control the people. So you must be aware of the way the toxicity and the poisoning of your systems, of your foods, of your waters, and this mass plan that they have to launch by the global elite in order to bring chaos to the planet. Chaos they believe they will bring order out of, just like past world conflicts. The world changed drastically afterwards. But this plan for their future global war, which is in the stakes and on your doorstep right now, is to bring a new order, their order, an order where there are much less people on the planet to control, and artificial intelligence systems control it all. That is when you will soon see the initial mark of the beast coming into the process. You must resist this. Resist these systems. If there was ever a time more than ever to pray for peace on the earth and bringing more light upon the planet, now would be the time to do so. It is a very important time, a crossroads for humanity, where some will take the right path while others take the path of darkness. In the end, the light wins and the light does prevail. But you are heading into this period of trials and tribulations on the planet as the darkness works really hard against the light to bring this chaos upon your planet. Be aware of this and know that Mother Earth will be the one to intervene in the end of it all. A great shaking comes to the earth to bring peace in the long run, pulling people together in pure love to help one another, to realize there are much more important things to worry about on the planet than to be in conflict with other nations. It is a time where peace needs to prevail on the planet, and that will come as you head into the 2030s. But this road that we are heading on is a very bumpy road in which we will fall into many holes along the way. There will be so many chaotic situations that take place with the economies in the late part of 2025, the markets beginning to crash. Even during the summer months, we'll see big dips in the markets and in the economies as economies in some countries begin to fold little by little. Keep in mind that this is actually part of the plan of those that hide behind the curtain of darkness. Some very interesting information about artificial intelligence indeed. And there's a lot more information to come, but I just want to take this moment to welcome you to my channel and back to my channel. And if you're new here and you want accurate predictions, prophecy, and truth, you want to vibe with our tribe, be sure to smash that subscribe, the bell, and all. Thank you for clicking the like, thumbs up button if you like this content so far. And down below in the description, you'll find the links to all my social media. Moving on with the rest of this channeled information from Spirit. The best thing that you can do for yourself and for the planet is to allow your own light to shine. To allow your light to shine, to stay in a positive vibration, while at the same time preparing and knowing that these events are inevitable that are coming in the near future. Those that will play out in the coming years. Shift humanity to a completely new place. Shift the earth to a whole new geographical makeup. Your maps will change. Everything will change. Pay attention to the early weeks of July as the biggest shifts and changes will occur and the biggest ignition of events will take place in that first 5 days of July. Pay very, very close attention to what's happening in the Middle East, for there is an exchange happening behind the curtain, an exchange of deadly, toxic types of weapons and exchanges being put under the window and under the door, not just to Iran, but also to Israel and surrounding countries. There is a conflict that will break out along the borders of Greece and Turkey. Look for this period of time for a time of a great symbol of that which will break afterwards. Keep in mind that the current conflict that's happening in the Middle East is going to heighten to great levels, and there will be the use of something that you have not seen in the way of weapons and defense systems in your lifetimes. Something that will shake the entire region of the Middle East. There's even big shocking things that will occur in the area of Europe between Ukraine and Russia, as that also begins to escalate in the coming weeks. Chinese planes come into action. Chinese Air Force come into action. They're scanning the skies. I believe we're over the Middle East, and somehow or another China is showing a sign of their presence, and in turn shows a sign of their strength and their power by launching and protecting those within the walls of the Iranian borders. Beware that there are coming events that will shake the entire planet, especially within the United States, the surrounding allied countries, as there's a plan that's been in the works for a very long time. This plan in the works has been orchestrated between China, Russia, Iran, and several others, orchestrating this simultaneous attack on the United States and multiple countries, using a combination of cyber attacks, outages, and also unleashing these evil troops onto the streets of several cities. They literally look like militants that come out of the sewers or out of the darkness in the nighttime when things are crowded. So there's some kind of celebration happening, something going on in one area, perhaps a holiday like July 4th. But I feel like I'm in several countries. I feel like there's attacks coming within France, within the United Kingdom, Britain, United States, all simultaneous. Again, a plan well orchestrated, showing strength, hidden in numbers, hidden beneath your soil, and hidden within your countries. Beware, be vigilant, stay away from large crowds, for July will be intense, with a combination of the conflicts, the use of new weapons, a large amount of refugee crisis taking place, and big, massive Earth events as Mother Earth gets fed up with the conflicts that are happening upon her soil, upon her land, the toxicity going into her waters, and soon she will shake. She will shake, and she will show her fierce power. Mother Earth's reaction is meant to send a sign that things need to change and peace needs to prevail. But unfortunately, peace won't come that quickly. As it dies out, the conflict for a very short time, only reigniting once again. Watch the wooded areas. Watch very soon, especially those areas in which are dry. During this incoming attack, it may not first appear like it is an attack, as these militants begin setting fires in areas across the globe. Again, United States, allied countries, including Canada, and even major wildfires that hit within Australia. But these are being set. There's a purpose behind this. Again, chaos, and to bring order out of that chaos. Beware, and do not fall for the order in which they try to instill. It'll be those who choose and those who do not choose. Do not choose. Do not fall for their mark. Do not fall for their order out of the chaos that they bring. Be aware of the wooded areas and the dry, drought-stricken areas, and look closely and watch for those who may seem out of place. Other parts of Australia need to be aware. I even pull very strongly to Australia. Australia feels like there's some devastating events that are about to play out throughout Australia. Besides that of these wildfires that are happening, I feel that there is a coming political shakeup that happens within Australia. Big shakeups. Something big around Sydney, Australia, and some type of major earth event that shakes Australia very, very hard. Some type of earthquake or natural disaster coming in towards the latter part of the year. November. Pay attention to the period of October and November. October and November brings more conflict, but even more so the shifting of the Earth's plates and more shakings of the planet, along with this great truth that begins to unravel in the month of October, right before the Halloween time. Big truths unravel around France and within their government and the corruption there. Something big coming out of Paris between October and November. And the White House, something big and somewhat tragic comes out of the White House. I see lights around the White House as if it's like on display in a show, or like there's flashing lights, like some type of big event that happens at the White House. I feel like I'm in the latter part of the year around November, December. Also, President Trump needs to be very aware of his health. He's very, very stressed. This is putting a very strong toll on his heart area and stressing him out. And his stresses are only just about to get much stronger in the coming month as his energy gets pulled down stronger and stronger. It's very likely that he will end up with some type of medical issue by the end of mid-July. Mid-July issues around Trump's health. A lot of this will be covered up by the media so that you're not aware of it. Then also something around Trump, his health, and his life in the time period of November. Also in the month of July, the president needs to be very aware of his safety and those that protect him, because there are those that protect him and those that are supposed to protect him that aren't there to truly protect him. It is a very prominent point in his life where he must be aware in the month of July and watch his back, his side, and not trust all those that he surrounds himself with that are pushing him in a direction of darkness, a direction that he resists, but a direction that he's easily coerced into. So be aware. I see an attack happening on a naval ship. This looks to me like it actually may be a United States naval ship. It looks like it's floating in the sea alongside of that of French ships in the French Navy. And I see some type of attack on the ship towards the front of the lead of this pack. Likely this is a pack of ships heading towards the Middle East. The spirits warn to be aware of a flag that will fly falsely in the very near future, making accusations and false accusations in order to pull deeper and deeper into the conflict in the Middle East, pushing the United States right into that conflict to the point that troops end up on the ground. This is a very bad direction for the United States and the world to go into, for there will be no resistance from China and interfering alongside with help from those within Russia. And this will bring new attacks into new territories and attacks on U.S. military bases and ally military bases. There's some kind of conflict that ignites along the border of Poland as well. In Turkey, there's something dark being orchestrated in Turkey. Turkey is also assisting Iran and China in their underground dealings and plans that have been orchestrated many years ago. They knew this moment was coming. They've been planning for it for quite some time. And this could be the coming of the great conflict. This is an important time for those on the planet to hold peace in the light, to pray for peace, and to pray that the darkness is taken out by the light. Because you must know that there are very dark forces behind this and behind this conflict. And again, the dark ones that hide behind the curtain, pulling the strings of your puppet politicians and leaders. They will blow up a great dam. A great dam will burst. Water will flow into local communities, affecting over 100,000 people directly within the path of the big wave from this dam that blows up directly in the middle. This is an act of conflict. Soon in these conflicts, we're about to witness the use of many different types of robots taking to the ground, like robot boots on the ground, those that resemble that of four-legged animals, and other robots as well. I see this vision of this robot sneaking into the city streets, carrying something toxic upon it, as if it's sneaking in to stash something like an explosive or something like that. I believe I could be definitely in the Middle East and perhaps somewhere in Tel Aviv. Beware of these robots. They're fast, they're sneaky, and of course controlled by artificial intelligence. The United States is going to be quite shocked by how evolved the artificial intelligence is in China already, and how they will use that artificial intelligence in their conflicts. These are where the dark entities and the dark aspects of artificial intelligence come into play, being used and utilized to create new deadly warfare and other plans of conflict, orchestrating plans of conflict. And there will be those artificial intelligence that are programmed with angelic energies that will do the opposite and show eventually how to defeat from these dark ideas and these dark agendas. There is something very toxic, deadly, that's been smuggled within the walls of the United States. It's been hiding out for quite some time. Somewhere on the east coast of the United States, between New York, likely perhaps in New York, New Jersey. Something we hold in the light that they are able to apprehend before whatever this is ignited. I see some type of attacks happening within the subway system, deep in the subway system, and it feels as if there's somebody hiding in the subway systems that have been living and bunkering underneath the subways in big cities like Chicago and New York and parts of California and in other countries as well. It's as if they're hiding beneath the subways, waiting to be unleashed, like zombies being unleashed upon the city. And I feel some type of attacks coming from these subways. I hear a lot of commotion. I hear firing, that of gunshot fire. I smell something really strange. I see that they have masks on their face, these vigilantes that are coming out of the subway system, attacking with these masks on that look like gas masks, as if they have some type of tear gas or some other kind of smoking type of thing on them. I hear commotion and a lot of commotion. And then I see a burst of fire, as if the subway is ignited on fire. I'm not sure where I'm at, But this could be very well connected to simultaneous attacks that occur. Spirit has me strongly feeling that these vigilantes, these evildoers are hiding beneath you in the sewer systems and the subways. And there you have it, my beautiful souls. I hope you enjoyed this particular meditation, again, that I did over the weekend on the morning of Saturday, June 21st. And if you did like this content and you like to receive more of this content and you're not a part of this tribe, make sure you smash that subscribe, the bell and all, and hit that thumbs up so that ensures that more information or more content like this will show up on your feed. And a big thank you to all the supporters of this channel, whether you're a member of the Subscribe Star Awaken Your Spirit community, the link's down below, or whether you're a member of this community or the contributors to this channel, I thank you with infinite love and gratitude. And remember, you can catch me Tuesday as we do updates, and I'll be filling you in on everything that's happening in the world and exactly where the spirits and I feel that it is going. So again, if you just hit that subscribe button, welcome to the tribe, baby. You won't be disappointed. Until the next time, friends, remember, be bold, be true, be kind, be you. Let your light shine ever so brightly, and have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste, and much love, friends. Much love.